From a wild grass, swaying in the winds of the Fertile Crescent, a revolution was born. This is the story of wheat, the grain that built our world. 10,000 years ago, our ancestors, hunter-gatherers, made a discovery that would change the course of human history. Among the wild grasses of what is now the Middle East, they found a plant with seeds that were not only edible, but incredibly nutritious. This was wild wheat. They learned to gather it, to plant it, and to wait for its return. This simple act of cultivation was the dawn of agriculture. With a reliable food source, nomadic life gave way to permanent settlements. Villages sprouted where wheat fields flourished. Surplus grain could be stored, freeing people from the constant search for food. This newfound stability allowed for specialization. No longer was everyone a farmer. Artisans, builders, priests, and leaders emerged. Societies became more complex, more organized. The first seeds of civilization were sown, quite literally, in fields of wheat. Imagine the banks of the Nile, where the annual floods left behind fertile silt, perfect for growing wheat. The ancient Egyptians revered the grain not just as food, but as a symbol of life and rebirth. Their entire economy revolved around it. Wheat was currency, used to pay workers who built the Great Pyramids. It was the staple of their diet, baked into the bread that fed an empire. From the granaries of the pharaohs, the story of wheat traveled across the sea. The Greeks, pioneers of philosophy and democracy, adopted wheat cultivation. They perfected milling techniques, turning grain into fine flour. Bread became a cornerstone of their meals, often shared during lively symposiums where ideas that shaped Western thought were debated. For them, bread was more than sustenance. It was part of a civilized life. Then came the Romans. With their vast empire and logistical genius, they turned wheat production into an industrial-scale operation. Massive shipments of grain from Egypt and North Africa sailed across the Mediterranean to feed the sprawling city of Rome and its legions. The famous phrase "bread in circuses" reveals just how essential wheat was to maintaining social order. The availability of cheap bread kept the populace content, a testament to the grain's political power. The Roman roads that carried soldiers and governors also carried sacks of wheat, spreading its cultivation to every corner of the empire, from Britain to the Black Sea. As the Roman Empire fell, the knowledge of wheat cultivation was preserved in monasteries across Europe. Monks meticulously cared for their fields, ensuring the grain would endure through the turmoil of the Dark Ages. When stability returned, wheat once again fueled a population boom. The medieval landscape was dominated by windmills and watermills, their giant stones grinding grain into flour. Bread was the food of all classes, from the coarse, dark loaves of the peasant to the fine, white bread of the nobility. The age of exploration opened up new worlds, and wherever European settlers went, they brought wheat with them. They planted it in the vast plains of North America, the pampas of Argentina, and the downlands of Australia. These new continents became the breadbaskets of the modern world, their immense harvests feeding growing industrial cities back in Europe and beyond. The journey of wheat was now global. It had conquered the planet. This expansion was not without its challenges. The new environments presented different climates and diseases. This spurred an age of scientific innovation. Botanists and geneticists began to study wheat's varied DNA. They learned to crossbreed different varieties, creating strains that were more resistant to drought, frost, and pests. They developed wheat that could grow in colder climates and yield more grain per stalk. Norman Borlaug, the father of the Green Revolution, developed high-yield, disease-resistant wheat varieties that saved millions from starvation in the mid-20th century, earning him a Nobel Peace Prize. His work transformed agriculture and demonstrated wheat's continuing role in global food security. Today, wheat is the most widely grown crop on Earth. It provides about 20% of the total calories consumed by humans worldwide. From the chapati in India to the pasta in Italy, the baguette in France to the noodles in China, wheat is a universal ingredient, a common thread in the fabric of global cuisine. Let's look closer at this remarkable grain. Each kernel is a tiny package of energy. The outer layer, the bran, is rich in fiber. The germ, the embryo of the seed, is packed with nutrients. And the endosperm, the largest part, is full of starch and protein. It's this protein, gluten, that gives bread its unique structure. When flour is mixed with water, the gluten proteins form an elastic network. As yeast ferments the sugars in the dough, it releases carbon dioxide gas. This gas gets trapped in the gluten network, causing the dough to rise. The heat of the oven then sets the structure, creating the light, airy texture we love in bread. The art of baking is a science, a form of kitchen alchemy that transforms simple ingredients into something truly special. Think about the sheer variety. Durum wheat, hard and high in protein, is perfect for making pasta and couscous. Soft wheat with less gluten is ideal for tender cakes, pastries, and biscuits. Whole wheat, using the entire grain, gives us nutrient-dense breads and cereals. The diversity of wheat is a reflection of its long journey and its adaptation to different cultures and tastes. But the story of wheat is not over. As our global population continues to grow and our climate changes, the challenge is to produce more wheat with fewer resources. Scientists are once again at the forefront, using cutting-edge technology like gene editing to develop new varieties that are even more resilient and nutritious. They are exploring ways to make wheat farming more sustainable, to protect our soil and conserve water for future generations. From a humble wild grass to the foundation of our global food system, wheat's journey is a mirror of our own. It is a story of innovation, adaptation, and community. It's a story of how a single plant allowed us to build cities, create empires, and connect cultures. The next time you sit down for a meal, take a moment to consider the incredible history in your hands. In every slice of bread, every bowl of pasta, every simple grain, you are tasting the legacy of 10,000 years of human civilization. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of wheat. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the things that shape our world. We appreciate your support.